So, in the latest chronicles of Trump's terrible, horrible, no good, very bad week, he kicked things off by trying to end free speech and cancel Jimmy Kimmel. We all know he lost bigly. Then came his escalator incident, which I'm still laughing at y'all. I mean, look at his face. Then he waddled into the UN to deliver a speech so embarrassing you could see the pity on the faces of the other world leaders. And then, when you thought it just couldn't get any worse for him, he got humiliated so badly on the National Mall that it should have come with fireworks. Now, in true Trump fashion, he's promising revenge, vowing to throw James Comey and Letitia James in jail because nothing says defender of the Constitution like threatening to set it on fire. One truth, aka nothing but lies social, post at a time. But before we get into it, you know the drill. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you'll be the first to know when we upload. This is Pragmotiv News, and it's your boy Trey. So on Tuesday, this 12-foot statue of Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein holding hands and prancing together was placed on the National Mall in Washington, D.C. HuffPost reports that 3 plaques appear alongside the satirical faux bronze statues, courtesy of a mysterious group that goes by the name The Secret Handshake. The plaques note the statues are, quote, in honor of Friendship Month, which is in September. Quote, we celebrate the long-lasting bond between President Donald J. Trump and his, quote, closest friend, Jeffrey Epstein. One plaque reads. Other plaques feature quotes from a bawdy birthday card that Trump apparently once gave Epstein. In a statement to HuffPost on Tuesday, the anonymous leader of the Secret Handshake said the statues speak for themselves. No one is publicly, that we know of, partied with Donald Trump, traveled with Donald Trump, and visited at Mar-a-Lago just as a friend. What is presumably, at least publicly, Donald Trump's only true friend, the group's leader said. So, of course, Trumple Thinskin had the statue removed because he can't handle a joke. We could see he ain't mature enough to deal with any type of criticism. So, a Department of Interior official claims that the statue was removed for permit non-compliance, even though the group obtained a permit for placement. But I think we all get 3 guesses, and the first 2 don't count as to who actually gave them the order to have it removed. So now Trump is continuing his assault on the Constitution as he's taken a page straight out of the Authoritarianism for Dummies playbook and is now openly going after his opponents and people he considers his enemies. Right now, we have breaking news that James Comey has just been indicted on 2 counts, including making a false statement and obstruction. And this comes just a few days after Trump demanded Pam Bondi indict him. So here's that message that he accidentally posted on his social media site over the weekend. So here it goes on your screen. Look, I'm sorry for y'all who listening on audio, but I just can't possibly read this mush out loud. So I'll just summarize it for y'all. But in this post, he tells Bondi that James Comey, Adam Schiff, and Letitia James are guilty and tells Bondi, quote, we can't delay any longer and, quote, justice must be served now. Obviously, this message was meant to be a DM to Pam Bondi, who is the U.S. Attorney General. But apparently, Trump is either too old or too mentally diminished to tell the difference between a DM and a timeline post, which shouldn't be a problem for him since he is always running his mouth and posting shit. So in my opinion, that again points to dementia. But anyways, why is the mainstream media not talking about how inappropriate it is to conduct the federal government's business on an insecure social media platform that is owned by the President of the United States? Beyond that, why aren't they talking about the fact that he sent out what is obviously supposed to be a private message to the public? And he further confirmed that by deleting it. So this makes it more insecure because you obviously meant it to be private. Then, why are they not questioning why he talks to his staff so rudely? If this was a Democrat, there would be congressional hearings from now until 2029. And on top of all of that, why is he giving the attorney general marching orders in the first fucking place? Y'all can clearly see how we are left with way more questions than answers. But you see, this is why the mainstream media is failing this country right now, in my opinion. I mean, the free press is supposed to be the unofficial fourth pillar of our government. But it's obvious they're not up to the task. So shameless plug here, hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications to support us so we can keep bringing the truth to light. Independent media like us is what is going to save this democracy, because mainstream media just seems to be capitulating day after day after day. So getting back on track, they're not even trying to hide this shit no more. Either Trump and his regime is just really fucking bold, or they're so incompetent they can't even criminal right. So yesterday, MSNBC reported that Trump's DOJ was planning to indict Comey on, quote, lying to Congress under oath. And lo and behold, not 5 minutes before I sat down to film this video, Trump's DOJ announced an indictment. The Trump admin was expected to argue that Comey lied about directing leaks from the FBI to be released on Trump and Clinton. They ended up indicting Comey on 2 counts, making a false statement and obstruction of justice, like I said at the top. So, according to Trump's post, we can expect that Letitia James and Adam Schiff will be next. I mean, if he said that Comey was going to be indicted or should be indicted and then Comey was, we could only expect that he's actually going to get his wish, and Bondi and the rest of the people at the DOJ are just going to capitulate and do whatever Donald Trump wants them to do, which is to indict these people seemingly for nothing. Even I was hearing a report earlier today about how Bill Barr wrote a book, and in the book talked about how much Trump had pressured him to indict Comey. And and Barr told him, we don't have enough evidence to indict Comey. The entire DOJ told him we don't have enough evidence to indict Comey. And this was in his first term. So he's held this bone for more than 5 fucking years. So we have a video. I'm sorry, hold on. Yeah, we do have it. We have a video from James Comey in response. So take a look at what Comey had to say about this Trump indictment today.
My family and I have known for years that there are costs to standing up to Donald Trump, but we couldn't imagine ourselves living any other way. We will not live on our knees, and you shouldn't either. Somebody that I love dearly recently said that fear is the tool of a tyrant, and she's right. But I'm not afraid, and I hope you're not either. I hope instead you are engaged, you are paying attention, and you will vote like your beloved country depends upon it, which it does. My heart is broken for the Department of Justice, but I have great confidence in the federal judicial system, and I'm innocent. So let's have a trial and keep the faith.
Now, we can all debate about whether or not what James Comey did in that October surprise to Hillary Clinton was right, was wrong, was neutral. But at this point, I think that is a separate incident, separate argument for what's going on now. It is completely wrong for the president of the United States to go after people that he deems his enemies and try to put them in jail just because they spoke out against him. So Comey is right. We have to vote and we have to fight for our country. Because if we really have reached the point in this, in Trump's wannabe dictatorship of him prosecuting his enemies, which is coming less than a week after he tried and failed to get rid of free speech by canceling Jimmy Kimmel, it means that we have a bigger problem on our hands than we realized at this point. Especially for the naive people who thought, well, we lived through 4 years of Trump before, so we know what to expect. I mean, that man is given raging narcissist. And what happens when you cross a narcissist? They stop at nothing to get revenge. And this country crossed Donald Trump when we unelected him in 2020. So to me, it is obvious that he is determined to get revenge. Take a look at all he's done so far. Gutting healthcare, getting rid of the social safety net, tanking industries with his tariffs. The list goes on and on. Isolating us from all our allies. I could continue. It's exactly what you expect from someone hell-bent on wrecking the United States. And you know what? He's counting on us turning on each other and losing faith in democracy. Because once we stop believing in each other and in the system that governs this society, that is how this country will truly die. So that's all for now. Like, comment, subscribe, and turn on those post notifications. Also follow at Pragmotiv News everywhere so that you will always stay pragmotivated. Also remember that you can find us across major platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Audible, and iHeartRadio so that you can listen to us even when you're out on the go. Until next time, peace.